Now, I will talk about a topic that probably many of you will think is not perhaps as important as other things in life, but also many people of you will perhaps not be, well, you're probably interested in it, but you think, "Ah, I just don't want to do it." And this is exercising in the morning. I want to give you the scientific approach here in this video. Now, what you probably think is this. Exercising in the morning is, of course, a good idea. We all know that. We think, I would love to do that. I think I could do that. But then when we wake up in the morning and it's like 6 o'clock and we are tired, we're like, nah, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. But the problem is, again, exercising in the morning is incredibly good for your productivity. If you are able to exercise in the morning, you're going to be more productive over the entire day. Now, why do I know that? How do I know that? I'm going to show you the scientific approach and basically what science figured out in order to be undermining that exercising in the morning actually has a positive effect, not just on the human psyche and on the body, but also on the productivity levels. Now, there are also many exceptions. Not every sport is the same. For example, heavy weightlifting in the morning is perhaps not the right way to start, but something like running, something like swimming is actually much more appropriate. But this is one of the things that we are going to talk about here in this video. Now, I also want to talk with you a little bit about the mindset, because I am a person who does not exercise in the morning because I really wake up, I'm completely pumped. I go to my desk, which is like a meter away from my bed at my home, and I just go on my laptop and I start answering calls, start writing emails, and so on and so on, because I simply don't need the kind of push, the kind of motivation in the morning. I like to go exercising at night because when I'm super tired, I try to get the best out of still these hours where I'm extremely tired and push myself with a little caffeine kick in the evening with a fitness drink, and then I'm gonna sleep well after the workout. That is basically my philosophy, and every night I go to bed and I'm so tired that I start to fall asleep immediately. But in the morning, for many people, this is the way how they can jumpstart their body. Because when we wake up, we are often not awake in the next 10 to 20 minutes, in the sense that we will be at a 100% level of basically mental capacity, mental speed, and the speed of retrieving and applying information. Now, in the evening, this is also really slowed down. So we have basically our high at around like 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, or around 1 to 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It really depends on kind of the level that people really established for themselves. Now, actually, in this course, we're also going to talk about the different kind of levels of productivity, and also that some people can just train themselves to basically a kind of level where other people have their high points, but they have their low points. And that is also the same thing in my life, because many people have basically their high points when I have my low points, because at my low points I'm still, compared to other people, super 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 productive. Now, for my own kind of measurements, I'm not productive, but for theirs I am. Now, but back to the exercising in the morning. So scientific research has shown that light physical exercise in the morning actually increases our productivity by up to 60%. So we can get 60% more done every single day. So basically more than twice as much. Now, of course, this doesn't apply to everyone, and 60% is definitely the kind of maximum that could happen. There is no way how we can increase our productivity by, I don't know, like 4,000% just because we do a little bit of light exercise in the morning. No, this is not gonna happen. But we are gonna become more productive, actually 60% more productive. So if we get one huge document done every single day, perhaps we're going to get 1.6 huge documents done today because we are exercising in the morning. So make sure that you don't tire yourself out and have enough energy in order to hustle through the day. That's why I made a little recommendation here for you. My recommendations for you are these three. The first one is riding your bike or your home trainer for like 10 to 15 minutes. Then we got second, jogging for 20 minutes or less, and then we got the swimming for 10 minutes or less, because swimming is often really difficult in the sense that a lot of muscle groups are actually working on the swimming. And in that process, you're burning a lot of calories. You can become very quickly very tired. But if you jog for 20 minutes, that is still like a time that is natural and good. But if you, let's say, swim for 20 minutes straight, this is actually like really difficult, and you're going to be quite tired afterwards, or at least just a couple of hours afterwards, you're going to be very tired. But jogging for 20 minutes is for most people not a problem. For people who perhaps don't jog and just want to start with something, start with like 5 minutes every day, and then every single day try to add a minute, so that perhaps after a week you're at 12 minutes, after 2 weeks you're at 90 minutes, after 3 weeks you're at 26 minutes, after 4 weeks you're at 33, after 5 weeks you're going to be at 40, and so on and so on and so on. That is basically thinking that you want to develop, that step by step you're going to get better. Step by step you're going to develop better skills, a better kind of routine. And the routine is again the most important part here. You want to do it every day, not just in order to make your body fitter and simply to, for example, lose weight or just get in shape, but also in order to really have a game plan for every single day, so that every single day is quite similar. For example, the great philosopher and writer Leo Tolstoy once basically said that he could have never achieved all the things he did achieve if he wouldn't have a proper routine every day. So every day at like 7 o'clock in the morning, Tolstoy sat down and wrote, and then he didn't do anything else the entire day, except he had a long walk then after the supper. Now that is basically his routine every day, working from morning till evening, then having like a dinner, and then afterwards he's going out with his dog actually in order to have like a long walk. So your idea now of your own life, of your productivity, should be to really have a routine and stick to that routine every single day. This is not just going to make you more productive, but also scientific research has shown that this is going to make you smarter even. If you have a routine, if you stick to that routine every single day, you are very likely to become very good at things, but also you're going to be very likely to actually become smarter. So my advice is try to practice exercise that does not rely on like impulsive training techniques such as weightlifting with heavy weights, or something like powerlifting where you just try to push the weights and try to basically push as heavy of a weight as possible. That is not what we want to do. We want to have a light exercise that gets us awake, that gets us active, that gets the blood flowing, that gets everything pumping, and just makes us perhaps have these 1 or 2 hours after we wake up become more easy for us and just simply get us awake very quickly. And we don't want to train our muscles in the sense that we want to do super hardcore weightlifting. We don't want to do that. But in the end, what we really have to think about and what we have to keep in mind is this: do it. That is basically what we have to understand here. If you do not do it, then of course all of this goes to sheds. Everything is worth nothing. It is irrelevant. If you don't stick to a routine, and if you don't get your routine done every single day, you're gonna lose in the long term. And I know how difficult this is. I cannot stick to every routine too, but then you have to amend it. You have to give yourself time. You have to give yourself space. You have to give yourself also happiness. Because sometimes the routines that we set for ourselves, like everyday working out, everyday dieting, everyday super productive, we cannot do that from one day to the next one. Most people cannot do that. And that's why, if you want to become productive, go step by step. Have these short, middle, and long-term goals, achieve them by taking these steps, and then build your routine out until a point where you're happy with it, where you have enough time for it, and also where you can just live with it comfortably.